Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about the Fermi paradox and Drake's equation, but before I get into that, I have to tell you what NASA discovered back in February. Basically, they found a planet that is 40 light years away that has 7 planets that could harbor life. Now, it is believed that they are all rock-based planets, which means they're not gaseous like some planets. And with them being rock, it means it could have water on the surface, which that's groundbreaking because we haven't found many planets like that. And it's rare to find a couple of them, especially 7 surrounding one star. And it's interesting because the star is called an ultra cool dwarf star. I guess that means something. Anyway, they believe that 3 of the planets are far away enough from the sun to where they're not burning, but also still close enough to actually have heat, which means it's very similar to life on Earth. And also it is believed that one of them in particular, the 6th one from the star, has a greenhouse effect around it, which is again like the Earth's atmosphere, which is very interesting, but at the same time it's 40 light years away, which means that we are still thousands of years away from being able to travel there. Anyway, this brings me to physicist Enrico Fermi, and he basically asked the question, if there are aliens out there, why haven't we seen any yet? We've been broadcasting radio transmissions into space hoping to get something back in return, and we haven't. He thought that there are at least 30 billion stars in our galaxy, and not our solar system, our universe has 70 sextillion stars, and there's a small probability that there is an Earth-like planet out there that could host life. But he also said that life is either incredibly rare or it just doesn't exist. He thought that we should have seen aliens by now, which again, that is a very small way of thinking. You know, you can't just say, "Oh, just because I haven't seen it makes it not true." That's very close-minded. Anyway, this brings me to Frank Drake. Now, Fermi had a very pessimistic view on aliens and if they're out there or not. Frank Drake created an equation basically saying if aliens are out there, this is the perfect equation to show if they are. And this is the equation, and it means n is the average rate of star formation in our galaxy, equaling the fraction of formed stars that have planets multiplied by the average number of planets per star that could support life multiplied by a fraction of planets that could actually develop life multiplied by a fraction of planets with life that is civilized and intelligent enough multiplied by a fraction of life that could communicate and broadcast into space multiplied by the length of time that the civilizations released detectable signals. Now, it's just a theory because there's no way of proving it, but it is a very interesting theory because you can run different numbers through it, and these numbers will change every year with newfound stars and whatnot. Like you can manipulate the variables a little bit. But anyway, the two interesting answers that can come out of this equation are 1,000 to 1,000,000 different species. And this is all just a percentage, just like a percent chance, a good enough percent chance that there are 1,000 to 1,000,000 different civilizations out there throughout the entire galaxy. And there is also a less than 1% chance that there actually are any aliens. And that is kind of what Fermi believed. He just thought that we haven't seen anything yet, so there's nothing out there. And anyway, it's not an exact science, but again, it's just a theory. Now, there are certain theories to why we've never seen aliens. Yeah, there's Roswell and just a bunch of other sightings, but none of them are true. And, well, I'm not going to say they're not true. I believe there's aliens, but none of it's proven. So there are a couple theories to why they don't think that aliens exist, or some people don't believe they don't exist, or believe that they're out there, but why we haven't seen any yet. One of them is, our planet is just extremely rare, that we are the only alien life there is. We are the only life. The second theory is other life just isn't intelligent enough to communicate with us. They could be like where we were during the caveman stage, or they could just be single-celled bacteria. That would count as life, but it's not the life we are looking for. The aliens don't have technology to communicate yet, which that could be true. I mean, we didn't have technology in the 1700s to broadcast into space, so maybe they're just not there yet. Other species have destroyed themselves through political, nuclear, any kind of disease or issue that could wipe out an entire planet, or an asteroid hit their planet, just something that would have wiped out the alien species. Our species is more advanced, which again I kind of said that. Just we are the only ones who are intelligent enough to be able to try to look out, and they're just not there yet. Our species is just too far away. We are in one corner of the universe, and they're in another, and we just can't reach it. Other species have deemed it too expensive to try to travel the universe and try to communicate. Which that's interesting, because that's just assuming that there is an alien species out there. They are civilized and they are intelligent enough to have the means, they just don't think it's worth all the effort. They don't need to colonize other universes or planets for resources. There is a theory that we're too young and we have just missed everything. That means all the other aliens have explored the universe and they're just done with it. They saw Earth at a time when it wasn't civilized, or there wasn't life, detectable life on it. So that is a possibility. We don't know how to communicate with them, which that's interesting, because we send radio broadcasts out into space. Maybe they send some version we just can't understand, or we don't know what it is. You know, perhaps to them, like, stars are a version of communication. We don't know. We can't know. Other species wish to not be found. They choose to not explore the universe and just stick to themselves. We are purposefully ignored. Maybe we are deemed as too hostile, and they just choose to not want to contact us. Other aliens think contacting with other aliens are dangerous, so if a species noticed us and thought we were too dangerous, again, they just choose to not contact us. Another theory is everybody's listening and nobody's trying to talk but us. So that means we're projecting out to the universe and other species can hear it. They're just choosing to not respond back, which that's creepy. You know, we don't think that they're out there, but they know we're out there. And again, these are all just, they're almost conspiracy theories at this point, but it's interesting. Okay, so just to recap, NASA found 7 planets that could have a positive effect and host life. Fermi thought that just because we haven't seen aliens, we should have seen them by now. They probably don't exist. And Drake created an equation to look at the probability of life other than on Earth. And I talked about this because I thought it was really interesting, because it's a conspiracy theory, but then again, it's also, you know, it's cool to think about. It's very scientifical. And it's just interesting. I've always been a fan of exploring the universe because we don't know any significant amount of information about what's out there, and I think that's terrifying in itself. Anyway, I have 3 questions for you. Do you believe that there is alien life? Do you agree that we should have seen alien life by now? So basically, do you agree with Fermi? And should we be searching for alien life, or is that too dangerous? Alright, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.